Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial series on Arduino electronics for beginners. Over this series, we're going to start from the absolute basics, with an Arduino, some common electronics components, and your PC. We will slowly build things up one step at a time, until you are confident making real, physical things respond to code running on your Arduino. You'll be using LEDs, sensors and motors, and you'll discover how to use them to make stuff that interacts with the real world. Now, in case you're wondering what an Arduino actually is, let me explain. An Arduino is a small, cheap, programmable board. This thing right here. It's an Arduino Uno R3 to be exact. At the heart of this chip is the actual microcontroller, and the board around it is there to make it easy to power, program and connect things to. Basically, you write instructions on your computer, send them down the USB cable to the Arduino, and the Arduino carries them out, all on its own. No computer is needed once your code has loaded. It can switch LEDs on and off, read sensors or spin motors, whatever you tell it to do. This makes Arduino ideal for interfacing electronics with the real world. And there's a nice little story behind it. The Arduino was born around 2005 in a town called Ivrea in Italy, at a design school of all places. It was created so that artists and designers, people who weren't engineers, could get into electronics without needing a degree in it. The other big thing about Arduino is that it's open source, both the board design and the software, and that's why there's such a huge friendly community around it. More recently, Arduino was acquired by the American chip giant Qualcomm. If you're a VR enthusiast like me, you will already be familiar with Qualcomm, as its chips power a number of standalone VR headsets, including the MetaQuest. Let's hope that Qualcomm keep the Arduino an open ecosystem. Anyway, that's enough backstory. Now you might be wondering, why the Arduino? It's not the only microcontroller out there. There's the ESP32 or the Raspberry Pi for example. Well, it comes down to this. The Arduino Uno is simply the most beginner friendly of the bunch. It's robust, it runs at 5 volts and it's quite hard to damage, which matters because when you're learning you will inevitably wire something up wrong at some point. Also, as I've mentioned before, Arduino has a large community, so should you get stuck, there's plenty of help out there. Compare that to something like the ESP32. It's a great little board, and one I'm using a lot right now, but it can be harder to work with, and it's easier to damage. In any case, much of what you will learn when working with the Arduino will carry over to other microcontrollers. So the Arduino it is. It's the perfect place to start. Now let's get back on track and talk about what you'll need for this tutorial series. Obviously, you'll need a PC. I'll be using Windows 11 throughout this course. If you're on a Mac or Linux, you should still be able to follow along just fine. The Arduino software is the same on all of them. I just won't be covering the little setup differences for those systems, so you may need to Google the odd thing along the way. Okay, the other essential items are the Arduino itself, plus a bunch of electronics components to play around with, and the easiest, cheapest way to get all that is to buy a starter kit. The one I'm using is called the Most Complete Starter Kit Uno R3 Project, and it's by Kwangsung-ks.com. I got mine from Dratec.cz here in the Czech Republic, but kits like this are sold all over the place. I'll put a few links to suppliers in the description. Now, the one thing to know about this kit, and it's true for most starter kits, is that the board inside isn't an official Arduino. It's what's known as a clone, a copy of the official Arduino R3 design made by another company. And that's absolutely fine. It runs exactly the same code, It behaves in exactly the same way, and honestly, it's part of what keeps a kit like this so cheap. Later on, once you've got a bit of experience under your belt, if you'd like to support the Arduino project itself, you can always buy a genuine board. It costs a little more, but that's how you give something back. So let's take a look at some of the main components that are included in this kit. This white block with all the little holes, that's a breadboard. This is where we'll build our circuits, without the need to solder anything. Then there's this small stuff. These stripy things are resistors. Various LEDs, some capacitors. Here we have a motor, and here's an ultrasonic sensor. Now, one important point. Because kits come and go, you do not need this exact kit. To get started, all you really need is an Uno board, a breadboard, some LEDs and resistors, a few buttons and a light sensor. Just about every beginner's kit has those. And of course, your kit should include a bunch of jumper wires and cables for connecting things up. Later in the series, we may want a couple of extra bits. Motors for instance, but I'll flag those when we get there. You can always pick up individual components as and when you need them. I've put that checklist in the description too, so you can compare it against whatever's available where you are. And if you already own a starter kit, use the one you've got. Please don't spend money when you don't need to. So, that's your essential hardware list. A computer and an Arduino starter kit with some basic components. That's enough for your first working circuits. Go and get yourself sorted, and while you wait for your kit to arrive, there are a few extra tools worth knowing about, namely the multimeter, wire strippers, pliers and flush cutters. They are not crucial at this stage, but they will make life a lot easier going forwards. I will cover these additional tools in part 2. However, if you already have your Arduino board and you are eager to get going, then feel free to skip to part 3, where we will install the Arduino IDE and start working with the board. If you found this video helpful, then please like and subscribe. For now, goodbye and see you in the next one.